Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is 3-Chord Dave. Today we're going to talk about two guitars, the Epiphone BB King Lucille and the Gibson Custom Shop 1970s Chuck Berry ES355. Going to give you the details and talk about these beautiful guitars right now. Yes folks, talking about those two beautiful guitars in just a moment, but first, just want to remind you every Saturday we do 3-Chord Dave live right here on YouTube. You can be part of the fun. Pop along and we'll talk about guitars and music, and I think beer popped up an awful lot last week. All kinds of different things popped up. Lots of fun, lots of laughter, and lots of rocking out to guitars and all kinds of things. So pop along, join us if you're free on Saturday. And if you don't want to figure out what time 10 p.m. Irish time is, just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell and choose all notifications. And that way, when we go live, YouTube will send you a little notification. You can pop along to us for an hour, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you got. I guarantee you will have some laughs and some fun. So come and join us Saturday, 3-Chord Dave live, 10 p.m. Irish time. Make sure you're there. So yeah, only one place to start. It's the Epiphone BB King Lucille, and what an iconic guitar this is. In fact, probably one of the most iconic signature models. It's been reissued many, many times and kind of released, in different variations. We've had the black one, the white one, the red one. Then we've had a blue one and a green one, I believe, at some point. I mean, the Henry J era was weird. So anyway, they have just done an ebony version this time, but I believe there's more to come in the next few months from Epiphone and Gibson with BB King's name on it. So good start here with the Lucille. Now, if you don't know what the Lucille is, it is a 335, an ES335 guitar, but there's some subtle and not so subtle differences. So here's the rundown. It's a 5-ply maple construction with spruce bracing, and of course it has the maple center block. It does have a maple neck that is a rounded C profile, and on top of that you will find an ebony fretboard, which is very fancy and very cool, and I like it. You've got all the usual frets and all that sort of stuff, nothing unusual there. You got the 60s Kalamazoo headstock, which is my favorite. It looks amazing. On there you will find a mother of pearl Epiphone logo with a mother of pearl Lucille logo or signature, as you would expect, which is pretty cool. But the inlays then are pearloid, so bit of a mix, but hey, that's all right. As you go down further, you'll notice that all the hardware on this guitar is gold, which is what you would expect because that's what it was, but a little bit of fanciness on the gold. You got a TP6 bridge with the fine tuners. Again, I feel like that's just gonna give me stuff to play with to mess up, but hey, that's fine. And of course, you have the 6-position baritone switch. Now, the old joke goes, position 1 sounds like a 335, position 2 sounds like BB King, and all the rest sound like shit. But, BB King played 2 and 3, so it's just a joke. You've got 2 volumes, 2 tones, CTS pots, of course, on this one. And then you come to the stereo output jacks. You've got stereo and a mono output jack as well. But of course, BB King, that's how he uses guitar. So you can actually plug this guitar into 2 separate amps, one for each pickup, if you're fancy. If you're not fancy though, you can just play it through one cable to 1 amp, that's fine. Now, talking about pickups, what have we got in there? Because of course with Epiphone guitars these days, it is the hot topic. Are they going to use good pickups or are they going to use pro bookers? I just triggered some people out there just for fun. No, pro bookers, nothing wrong with them. Anyway, we don't have pro bookers in this guitar. We have Alnico Classic Pros. Now those are supposed to be modeled after the Gibson Classic 57. Some people think they're a little bit muddier, but I think they sound pretty fine. And they are what Epiphone use in their other ES335 models, the ones that came out last year. So nothing wrong with them, pretty cool. I think this is a really good run from Epiphone and from to have BB King attached to a guitar. These are always very popular, so I would suggest you snap these up while you can, because they're going to sell out and they're going to be difficult to get your hands on. And of course, there are lots of people out there who are probably writing in the comments right now that the Lucille is not a 335, but it is. It's a 335. It's even written on the Epiphone website, and they would never get any details incorrect. Yep. So it's 335, but they of course don't have any F-holes, and the advantage to that is you still get that 335 sound pretty much, but you get less feedback and so forth. You get kind of a different feel to it. So it's very cool, and of course if it's good enough for BB King, it's good enough for you and I. Let me just say that for sure. One of the best guitar players, one of the most iconic guitar players, I'm going to say, of all time. An absolute legend, and I'm glad to see these guitars. Very tempted to pick one up, and I know I don't have a large window to pick one of these up because they're going to sell out very, very soon. But I'd like to know your thoughts on this. Are you happy to see Lucille back on the shelves? Because I certainly am, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a red one. I was kind of hoping there'd be an ebony and a cherry one, but hey, you can't get everything you want. However, these guitars have come in at exactly the same price as the Joe Bonamassa Lazarus Les Pauls. So 939 euros from Thomann. So I presume that means they're $8.99 in the US plus your taxes and stuff on top. And then in the UK, you'll probably pay some amount in pounds. So, you know, that's how it goes. But anyway, that's the Epiphone BB King Lucille. Very interesting, very promising looking guitar. And yeah, might have to pick one up. And there's another guitar, this time from the custom shop, limited to 100 worldwide. It's the Chuck Berry 1970s ES 355, top of the line guitar here. And of course, one befitting somebody as amazingly iconic as Chuck Berry. Of course, John Lennon famously said once, if you were going to give rock and roll a new name, you'd just call it Chuck Berry. He said it something like that. It was like, call rock and roll Chuck Berry, something like that. Anyway, this is a very beautiful guitar. It is, as I said, a 355. It's got a plain maple laminate construction. You've got a lightweight maple center block. It's a 3-piece maple neck. And on top of that, you've got an ebony fretboard, because of course you would. And this also has aged gold hardware. It's of course coming from the Murphy Lab, this guitar. So aged gold hardware. You've got the Maestro Vibrola on it there. And you also have the Veritone, which is similar to what we just talked about on the BB King Lucille. Down in the pickup section, you're going to find 68 custom Booker Alnico 5s, one in each position. Of course, 2 volume 2 tone. You got 500K CTS pots in here as well. An absolutely beautiful guitar for, as I said, one of rock and roll's most iconic guitarists. And this guitar comes in a custom case, and you will find in there a captain's hat, of course, and a conduit bracket / finger holder. Not sure what that is, and COA. You can tell me what conduit bracket is in the comments, because, you know, got to learn something today. So that'd be cool. But this guitar comes in at $6,999, of course. A lot more expensive than the BB King Lucille, but it is a custom shop model and so forth. Bit of a collector's item as well. Only 100 of these are going to be made. But you know, I really wish they would just make an affordable Chuck Berry signature like the Epiphone BB King we've got here. Because it'd be cool, because, you know, they did a Chuck Berry signature early this year, and that was $10,000. This one is $7,000. Oh, I guess you're going in the right direction, you know, that's pretty cool. So hopefully we got something coming in the $3,000 mark, and then next year, after a little bit of waiting, we can get something in the Epiphone range with Chuck Berry's name on it. That'd be super cool as well. But those are the big announcements from Gibson this week, guys. I'd love to know your thoughts and comments on them in the comment section down below, of course. You know, I think these are two iconic guitarists that we should absolutely keep alive, their memory alive, by doing things like reissuing guitars and having their music played all over the place. These guys were so influential to artists that everyone listens to today. Newer artists will continue to learn music that was played by these guys and that was influenced by these guys. So very important to keep them alive through guitars, because that's the best way to do it. So let me know your thoughts and your comments down below. Of course, don't forget that on Saturday we'll have 3 Chord Dave live again at 10 PM Irish time. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. And yeah, thanks for joining me. I'll see you then.